think that it was just about noon on Saturday. Just calling to see how you are and what's going on, and wanted to talk to you about Charles. If you haven't seen him or spoken to him yet, I'm going to be out a lot today, but I'll try to connect back with you later.
Maybe, for example, in terms of access, like an information about access and accessibility, I believe that the festival is actually leading now. And we are a model for other festivals that now think about maybe accessibility in a different way to what they did before. And there are more, I know there are more areas, and I can mention them, but there are more areas where the festival is at the forefront. They're not the areas that the festival was leading at before. So, for example, pop concerts were a big thing at the festival before, but they're not anymore, because there are other, there are these big, we have a concert hall, we have concert managers that are, or companies that are promoting and doing really amazing pop concerts. The festival does not have the capacity to do that anymore.
So the edition started, I thought it's going very well. This is our second time having this curating course, but we were able to advise and taking the students' feedback and to really looking at what the young generation are really talking about and their focus and their interests are. So I felt this edition has been going great. I think not just the young generation, I think all of us are facing particularly this multiple crisis happening in our world, unfortunately. So the young generations are particularly interested in how they can position themselves as a young curator, as a young artist in this ever-changing world that has multiple crises at any given time happening every day. So those are the burning questions, and also the burning questions are looking at the establishing festivals or establishing gatekeepers and finding their way in. And is it collaborative mode, or is it starting a fresh mode? So I think those are the things that they are asking themselves.
I think they are a very balanced group. They are very willing to collaborate, as collaboration seemed to be their priority in work. So I had a feeling that they were not so much oriented in their own individual projects, but rather finding solution for each other. So I see like really a fantastic group dynamic in this course. Yeah, there's a lot of impulses given by the festival. So I think it's really nice that the course is in parallel to the festival, because there are certain things we discuss in the course, and then we can see them happening at the festival, and that's like a really great. There are many really great case studies, and the whole structure is also. Yeah, I think this place is also very interesting, that we are all here as a community, and like how do we socialize in Viitasaari, for example, having this location and the Finnish context and the remoteness of this place, like how the distance that we all traveled here. So it's a certain commitment. Everybody who came here invested their time and all the resources. And so I think there's like really big mobilization of attention, and people are really following concerts closely, I think.
No, I would say that all of the teachers that we had came with their own viewpoints, but especially I think their own practice and how they what I really liked is also that they come from different fields as well within the field, and that I think is very exciting in itself, because we discussed the field of classical music, we discussed like a festival, so that's also a form, and I mean, as opposed to working in a venue, for example, which is also very different, or being an artist or a curator invited in to other venues or festivals and so on. So I think it was more not necessarily like their individual viewpoints, but more like the kind of combinations of their viewpoints together that gave lots of strength to the course.
There are many of my colleagues who would consider themselves as programmers. I do not. I mean, I a couple of years ago I actually stopped introducing myself as a programmer. I felt that the term curator was more accurate, because, to Do Yun's point, in my day-to-day work, I'm not sat there saying, okay, well, we're going to have this symphony here and this piece here and this piece here. I have an opinion on that, and I do sometimes make that opinion known if it's of value, but fundamentally that's not the purpose of my role. As a curator, I think that our purpose is bigger than that. It's greater than that. As Do Yun said, there is a message often that we're trying to get across.
Hi David, it's Stephen. I'm calling around 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm sorry I was out at the gym this morning when you called. I'm at my office, which is 228-3001, and over at 80 East 11th Street. I'll try you later on. Give me a ring anytime you want to. Bye-bye. Hi David, it's Anita. Why don't you give me a call later? Bye-bye.